So today's project is I'm going to put a new carpet in here. So this winter I'm going to strip out the inside of the boat and sand it all down and re-gel coat it or repaint it. But right now I'm going to cut out some new carpet to install, and then once I've cleaned up the interior again and Samantha's made some new cushions for the back and the surround area there, at least it'll look fairly sharp until I get round to doing it correctly. You know, I've got some fiberglassing to do. You can see a little crack there. I had to cut that out years ago to put a new gas tank in there, and I guess with jumping waves and stuff and people standing there, it cracked again. So I'm going to have to make it stronger, and I want to redo around the door again. And but basically the boat's very solid, but you know how it is with boats. They need a lot of care now and again, but fairly minor things. Anyway, so Samantha is helping me with the carpet because she's much better at stuff than I am like that. So she's making a template out of plastic. I would have just cut the carpet, but she yelled at me and said that she was doing it with a template first. So I better listen to her. And so we'll cut it out, and like I said, it'll make the boat look a lot nicer temporarily until I get around to pulling everything out the interior, fiberglass and a few little things I need to fiberglass, re-gel coating or painting, redoing some of the interior cushions, if not all of them. And once that's all done, I'll probably start keeping the boat in the garage full time when I'm not using it, and so it stays really nice, because I don't particularly like doing all this work. So this is why it's probably a good idea that Samantha did this and I didn't, because she's measuring it all out. It's actually a wedge shape, 69.5 inches on the sides, 62 inches wide at the front, and 65 inches wide at the back. And often when you're cutting out a wedge shape like that, it's quite easy to screw it up. But as you can see, she's done her measurements, she's centralized it, and then she's folding it over. So by cutting it like that, you get the wedge exactly perfect, I assume. So so this is how you do it, guys. Oh, she's got our logo on her shirt there. Max's Mean Machines. So we marked the centre line, centre mark here. And you're going to have 2 slits in it so that you can, pull the carpet in and out. So I had a sea deck type stuff in here, but it wasn't sea deck. It was some cheap stuff, and didn't hold up at all well. And but I think I prefer a carpet which I can take in and out on this boat anyway. So once I clean it all up, sand it down, re-gel coat the floor, and then I'll either have poppers so I can pop the carpet in and out, or I'm going to use Velcro. Velcro's come a long way, and I kind of like Velcro because, you know, you ain't going to get a popper break or rust or tear the material. So I'm probably going to go with fitting it with Velcro. But as you can see, Samantha's trying to make the plastic fit perfectly, and then when it is perfect, then we have a perfect template for the carpet. So when you've got the plastic and you're doing it like this, then yeah, as you can see, we were able to draw around it where the cut needs to be, and it was a bit far over, and we've got a gap on this side, but we'll just use the tape and make that up. So yeah, it isn't necessarily going to cut it perfect the first time, but with the tape it allows you to make it perfect, and then when you peel it up, then you've got the perfect template to lay on the carpet.
And also we decided exactly where we want our slits.
Yeah.
So we tried 2 different designs and we were going with this side. So just one slit straight down here instead of doing like a T-junction here.
Yeah.
So it also helped us visualize what we wanted. But yeah, it did shift. Important to use weights and tape.
You know, when I look at this boat, I go online and I look up boats for sale, and I kind of drool over some of them. I think, oh man, that's a good looking boat. But when I come outside and I look at this boat, I just really love the lines of it. It's quite unique. That I think the proportions are really good. The length of the seating area is actually really long for a boat that size. And not only can you stand up in front of the bolsters, 2 people can stand up with the bar there. 2 people can stand up behind the bolsters there, the front seats. And then you've got the bench seat, and then you've got how I customized it at the back. I mean, you could literally get 16 people in this boat if you had to. Like if you were rescuing somebody or something. I mean, it's just crazy how much interior space it's got. And then although the nose isn't that long, I think proportion wise, it's actually a really nice proportion. It's probably a little bit shorter than some other powerboats of this length, but I know, it just works. I always think if this was a car, it'd be something like an E-Type Jag or something. It's just that classical, you know, look. It's just real good quality. I think next time I restore it, which hopefully will be this winter, I'll do a really nice job of it, and it'll get it back to its former glory. So I've cleaned up the inside. So once the carpet's in, I cleaned the floor as well, but remember that had kind of a sea deck stuck to it, so obviously it's limited how clean I can get it. But once the carpet's in, it should actually look quite decent. We've got a little bit of carpet going in here, and then we'll get the cushions in. And I'll clean up this back seat. It should come up quite a lot better than that. But I'll polish and wax the boat, and then it'll be good to go. And with my other prop, it runs about 62, and in this one with a full load it runs about 58, 60. Although I think now that I've lightened it up a little bit, it should run 60 with this prop. Especially if I trim it up the jack plate, which I never really do. I always leave the jack plate down. I trim the motor up. But yeah, pretty good. So we have our template, and Samantha's cutting it out. And I think she's talked me into doing the little snap poppers to hold it down, because she says the Velcro isn't going to work. So I guess I'll take her advice, and she's going to do that for me. And we'll get that in the boat, and then we're going to go out to John's Pass a bit later and do a bit of fishing and relaxing with the family. So, just the carpet is starting to transform the interior into looking civilized again. Just fitting it. And Samantha's debating whether we should put an edge on it or not.
Yeah, because we have the seam here. It's kind of nice. We can make it look invisible, but if I sew an edge to it, then I'd have a black border all down here. So
I know, it looks pretty crisp how it is.
yeah.
I just want it to be quite minimalistic and simple.
Yeah.
Just make the boat look clean and crisp.
Everything lined up perfect.
Yeah, it did. So I'll just clean up the interior a little bit better. And yeah, just makes the boat look a lot better. I'll clean up the sides a little bit more, get a little bit of compound on there.
Yep.
And it's pretty awesome. Thank you, Jellybean.
You're welcome, Dad.
So, just the carpet is starting to transform the interior into looking civilized again. Just fitting it. and Samantha's debating whether we should put an edge on it or not.
Yeah, because we have the seam here. It's kind of nice. We can make it look invisible, but if I sew an edge to it, then it'd have a black border all down here. So.
I know, it looks pretty crisp how it is.
Yeah.
I just want it to be quite minimalistic and simple.
Yeah.
Just make the boat look clean and crisp.
Everything lined up perfect.
Yeah, it did. So I'll just clean up the interior a little bit better. And yeah, just makes the boat look a lot better. I'll clean up the sides a little bit more, get a little bit of compound on there.
Yep.
And it's pretty awesome. Thank you, Jellybean.
You're welcome, Dad.
You can see what I was saying about this cockpit area being really large for a small boat. Normally this is a lot shorter, even in really large boats. But you know, you've got like over 3 feet of room in front of the seat there at the front. People like to stand up and hold onto that rail there when we're jumping waves and things. You got masses of space in the back. People stand up and hold onto the back of the bolsters there. And then you know, you got all this room in the back here, which you could technically sit 6 people in the back, or 4 really large people. So as far as a family powerboat goes, there really isn't any out there which is going to comfortably seat more people. You could actually seat 12 people in this boat. 6 in the back, 4 in the bench seat, 2 in the bolsters. That's with nobody standing up. That's crazy. So when you're fitting the cockpit, if it's a little bit wide in areas, it's important to trim it down, because that will make the cockpit bulge and just not relax. So we're just taking off a little bit more, so everything sits
around the legs here.
natural. But yeah, this boat is actually looking a lot better than I thought it was going to. The sides were so stained. I just gave it a quick clean yesterday.
There we go.
And
Well, that's good there.
yeah, it's really good.
Once the snaps all hold this in place.
Yeah,
that'll be
so
good.
we'll take it back out, put some snaps on it. I think, are you going to do a edging around the entire edge,
Yeah, I
Jellybean?
think so. That's what I would normally do, and I think it'll look good.
Okay,
Probably do a black edge.
sweet.
This sort of seat would be fine. On the high boat, we
Well, this is also the exit day. Like that, you're probably not going to get wet right there. And you're probably still going to do that if this was your seat. Yeah, but it's also the width. It's where you, it's the way above the seat.
oh yeah, not much.
Yeah, also with the seat in front of us, you never see
I
that.
put a cap on it.
Yeah. You just have to figure that looks like split.
Well, you're gonna get the key.
I don't know. I guess it was probably a whole film line for the game.
Went boating last night and had a lot of fun. Got caught in the storms, so we outran the storm. We went out into the Gulf a few miles and waited the storm out and came back in. It's a lot of fun. But I'm going to pull the boat into the garage and start polishing it up and cleaning it really good. But as you can see, with the cockpit in there, it just looks so much better.